Over the course of this semester, we have read 3 books, each centered on family and social issues within different social classes during the American Great Depression. First, we learned about the woes and wants of Mr. J. Gatsby, a World War I veteran who wants to relive a previous relationship with Daisy Buchanan. Even though years have passed and the feelings of love for Gatsby was ended by Daisy during the war, though Gatsby had the grit and determination that all Americans have inside them, that gets put to the test when problems or tough times become evident. Then comes Eugene Morris Germone, Jewish teenager who lives on the famous Brighton Beach in New York City with his parents, brother, cousin, and aunt, who learns the harsh realities of growing up during the Great Depression. Through a series of unfortunate events, Eugene learns that life is never easy and sometimes throwing several difficulties at you at once. Then we finally have Walter Lee Younger, an African-American father and husband, will do whatever it takes to keep his family living somewhat comfortably.
For Mr. Gatsby, all he wants to accomplish in his life is to reprove his love to Daisy, no matter what it takes. He goes into the ultra-shady business of bootlegging liquor to finance his massive parties, fancy cars, and general life pleasures, all for Daisy. Being born into a lower middle-class family spurred Gatsby to make a better life for himself, even though in the presence of society, built upon the wealthy being supported by the lower classes, seemed like an unwelcome place for a young man to make a name and a life for himself. Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. It eluded us then, but that's no matter. Tomorrow we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther, and then one fine morning. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. Fitzgerald 193. For Gatsby, everything he does is for getting Daisy back. Even though it has been several years since Daisy had the strong love for Gatsby, and in that time she got married to Tom Buchanan, and the lust for Gatsby fades away. But Gatsby is relentless with his attempts to regain Daisy. Even though he has failures, he still tries, believing the impossible would occur. With his successes, he grows more confident, like when Gatsby met Daisy's cousin, Nick Carraway, for the first time. Since Nick was in communication with Daisy, Gatsby realized he had an extraordinary opportunity to reconnect. When Gatsby met Nick, he had one of those rare smiles, with a quality of eternal reassurance in it, that you may come across 4 to 5 times in a life. It faced, or seemed to face, the whole external world for an instant, and then concentrated on you with an irresistible prejudice in your favor. It understood you just as far as you wanted to be understood, and believed in you as you would believe in yourself. Fitzgerald 53. But as all things do, Gatsby soon realized that Daisy was gone forever, thus extinguishing his American dream completely. If it wasn't for the mist, we could see your home across the bay, said Gatsby. You always have a green light that burns all night at the end of your dock. Daisy put her arm through his abruptly, but he seemed absorbed in what he had just said. Possibly it had occurred to him that the colossal significance of that light had now vanished forever. Compared to the great distance that had separated him from Daisy, it had seemed very near to her, almost touching her. It had seemed just as close as the star to the moon. Now it was again a green light on a dock. His count of enchanted objects had diminished by 1. Fitzgerald 99.
Eugene Morris Jerome's American dream is to better his life by becoming either the center fielder for the New York Yankees or by going to college and becoming a writer. He has a very small chance, of course, of becoming part of the Yankees, and he realizes this, saying, "I'll never make it with the Yankees. All the great Yankees are Italian. My mother makes spaghetti with ketchup. What chance do I have?" The only real opportunity for Eugene is to be a writer. He writes memoirs of his life as it happens, which is how he pursues his American dream. Society defines success as having a family and a good enough income to support it, with the option of having luxuries. Eugene's family role is to do everything that anyone needs done. His family, specifically his mother, constantly asks him to do things around the house, as a result of his younger sister having been born with heart problems. He complains about this a lot, saying, "Because of her condition, I have to do twice as much work around here." This gives him the material to write about, and the inspiration to do it. The main challenge Eugene faces is all the tension that exists between his family members. Pretty much everything that's going on is adding to the tension, and he usually finds a way back to him. For example, when his father is having trouble with the radio, he yells at Eugene, who responds, "Guess who's gonna get blamed for the war in Europe?" His family keeps losing money, with Stanley gambling away his salary and the company his father works for going out of business. Eugene tries to make things work between his family members, supporting Nora when she was getting pushback about acting, and giving Stanley all of his money when he wanted to leave to join the army. He's not successful in achieving his dream during the course of the movie, but all of the issues were resolved by the end, so he'll likely go to college and become a writer like he always wanted.
Walter Younger is an African-American man who is in the lower socioeconomic class. He is of average intelligence and lives with his mother, son, sister, wife, and in a small apartment. His dream is to be a successful liquor store owner and to get his son and sister through college. Just tell me where you want to go to school to, and you'll go. Just tell me what it is you want to be, and you'll be it. Whatever you want to be, yes, sir. You just name it, son, and I hand you the world. Through the play, he says multiple times that he has had many dreams. I want so many things that they are driving me kind of crazy. His dreams are much the same as Eugene, as they both want to be successful and raise their social standings. But, much like Gatsby, his dreams get crushed. Gone? What do you mean Willie is gone? Gone where? You mean he went by himself? You mean he went off to Springfield by himself to take care of getting the license? You mean maybe he didn't want too many people in on the business down there? You know Willie got his own ways. Maybe you was late yesterday and he went down there without you. Maybe he's been calling you at home trying to tell you what happened or something. Maybe he just got sick. He's somewhere. He's got to be somewhere. We just gotta find him. Me and you gotta go find him. We got to. Also, like Gatsby, he goes into denial about it and tries to find a way to fix the problem and still achieve his dream.
For Eugene, Mr. Gatsby, and Walter, growing up and living up to their supposed American dreams meant dealing with struggles that even though they worked them out eventually, they never end up reaching their American dream. For Gatsby, he gets shot and killed before he can figure out how to go about his life after Daisy moved away. For Walter, the story ends right as he moves to a new part of New York and lives out the rest of his life in somewhat of a comfortable way. As for Eugene, the story also ends, but with all of their problems being laid to rest, Stanley comes home, Aunt Blanche moves across the street and gets a job, and the family learns that the relatives in Poland escaped from the war and are moving to the U.S. All in all, with 3 characters from each of the different books we have read throughout the semester, they prove that the American dream isn't attainable, and that class just adjusts the magnitude of the dreams produced in the first place.